All right, here's a question where you're asked to find the vertex, min, max, range, intervals, etc. So they give me a function. Now, two ways to do this: complete the square or the vertex formula. If this number is even, then I'm thinking, well, okay, I could complete the square. But if there's a number out front here, it complicates completing the square. I'll show you how to complete the square and use the formula. But if I were doing this and they didn't say thou shalt use completing the square, I would use the vertex formula. Anyway, let's do both ways. So I have f of x equals, the first thing you want to do is factor a number out of the first two terms. So when we did it in class, I didn't have a number out front, so I didn't have to do this. But if there's a 4 out front there, you have to factor that out. And you have to factor out the whole 4, regardless of whether it goes into the next term or not. This one fortunately does, but anyway, so factor 4 out. So I have x squared plus 6x minus 28. Okay, now I can complete the square of this stuff inside. So before x squared plus 6x, so I'm going to take the 6, divide it by 2, and square it. 6 by 2 is 3, 3 squared is 9. So I'm going to be adding 9 here, and then I have a minus 28. Now out here, I can't just subtract 9 because that 9 is affected by the 4 that's inside. So really by adding that 9, I've actually added 4 times 9, or 36. And so outside, I need to subtract 36, just so it evens out. So in here, I've added 36. To keep things the same, I'm going to subtract 36 out there. Okay, so I factor this. It'll be x plus 3 squared. And then minus 28 minus 36 is 64, minus 64, I believe. Okay, so now it's in vertex format. So now I could say the vertex is minus 3 and minus 64. I can say, what do they say? It's a max or min value. Because the a value is positive, it's a U graph. So it's up like this. So there'll be a minimum value, y value, that it can go down to. So the minimum, and find the value, and the minimum value will be negative 64. What else does it want? The range. So the range, I guess I can write this. So the range is going to be the y values. The smallest y value will be negative 64. So negative 64. And can it include negative 64? Yeah, it'll touch that point. So I can put a square bracket on that one. And then it goes up to infinity. So that'll be the range. And then they say intervals. So intervals, I'm just dealing with this number there. So as it comes this way, the interval, so as it goes from negative infinity up to negative 3, not including, the graph is going down. But then from negative 3 to the right, so negative 3 to positive infinity, the graph is increasing. Okay, so I've got that there, but now let's just confirm that two ways. We'll use the formula to find the vertex, and then we'll also graph it. Okay, whoops. So formula. So the formula is minus b over 2a. That's what'll give me the x-coordinate of the vertex. So minus b over 2 times a. So b is, and to get my b value, I have to go right back to the original b up here, not that one there. So it's 24 over 2 times a. A is 4, so 4 there. So this would be negative 24 over 8, which comes out to negative 3. That's what I had right there. Awesome. Now to find the y value of the vertex, I find the value of the function when I plug a negative 3 in. So it's be 4 times negative 3 squared plus 24 times negative 3 minus 28. Negative 3 squared is 9 times 4 is 36. 24 times negative 3, I think, is negative 72 minus 28. Okay, this would be minus 100. So 36 minus 100, I think, is minus 64. So we got the same as we did before. Now let's look at decimals and see what decimals has to say. Okay, I got to go back to my original function here. Oh, there it is. Whoops. So I have y is equal to 4x squared plus 24x x minus 28. Okay, there's my graph. Looks like it's way down there. And if I tap on that point, minus 3 minus 64. Right, hopefully that helps you with that one. If they don't tell you that you have to use completing the square, just because of this stuff in here, that's to remember how to do all of that and make sure your signs are correct is a little tricky. So if they don't ask to complete the square, then using the formula works fine.